Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to make your own garland at home. So this is what it looks like. You can use it for decoration during Christmas or even birthday parties. And it's very easy to store because you can flatten it up. And all of these are materials you can find at home. So most of these are like origami paper. I have this one that's double-sided. It has two colors on different sides. And for some of them I also glued on a piece of tin foil paper because usually people like some shiny things at home for decoration, and it's also just easy materials you can find at home, and you can use used tin foil paper. Just make sure you clean it up and flatten it out. But if I didn't have any this time, so that's why I used new ones. And I have some pattern origami paper, and this one I also use some metallic paint on it just to give it a different effect. So you can play with anything you want. And the last one I think is a great idea is a piece of scrap present wrapping paper. So a lot of these wrapping paper are very beautifully designed, very shiny, and has a lot of color and nice patterns on it. So, and if you have lots of like scraps, small pieces that you can reuse and decorate, it will be very nice. So this one is 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. Now I'm going to demonstrate using one paper that are about 11 centimeters by 11 centimeters. So you always have an even number of paper because when you glue it together they have to be one set. And the one that I did has 6 pieces of paper, so if you want longer just add on more. And this is a piece of scrap paper that I have. I'm going to show you how to make the paper for gluing. So you just turn the square into a diagonally, and the bottom corner you bring it up to the top, and then fold the line to make a triangle. And then you turn it to the side, same thing. The bottom corner you bring it to the top to make a smaller triangle. And then the last time, same thing. The bottom corner you bring it up to make a triangle. So it's a total of 3 times for folding the triangle, and you can't do more because when you cut it, it will not be in the right shape afterwards. So when you're folding it, just make sure you always remind yourself which is the center. So this part, because you can open it up, so that's the outside, so it means that this one is the center. And this is how you will know where to cut, which is really important. So this piece of paper, I drew the lines. So this is the center, and when you cut the lines or draw the lines, you always want it to be horizontal to the center like this. So from this side you draw lines, not all the way, you always leave like at least half a centimeters, and this 2 lines are about 1 centimeters apart, and just draw a line, leave a space at the end, and then you keep drawing until the end you have another 0.5 centimeters left. And after that, in between these lines you will draw a line from 0.5 centimeters from the edge all the way to the end. So you keep going, alternating like this, and then you would just cut the line. So this one I didn't draw the lines, but I'm gonna do it freehand because I already have an idea what I'm doing. So just make sure I know this is the center, and I'm cutting it horizontally like this. So here you should have about 1 centimeter from the middle. Just be careful cutting it. So make sure you don't cut all the way, just leave some space. But if you leave too much, it won't open up as much. So 0.5 centimeters is a good distance. So now I'm going to do the other side, so I just flip it over. This is a thicker paper, that's why it's a bit harder to cut. Just cutting in between the lines from the other side and making sure it doesn't go all the way there. So now you can open it up, and because there are lines, it's not as easy. So especially if you have thin paper or the tin foil, you should be very careful. Just be gentle and slow when you're opening it up. So now I'm going to show you how to glue it together. So this is the side that I want to be at the bottom. So the first one, you just put glue at the 4 corners. And this one, just put the second one on top. Just try to match all the corners neatly. And for this, I would use white glue because it's more sturdy, and because when you're pulling it, it's just more secure. And this would be one set. It's like building a sandwich. So the second, when you're attaching one set to the other, you would put the glue in the middle. So don't just do one point, just do a bigger circle so more of the glue attaches to it. So this is a paper that one side is a color paper and the other side I glue tin foil, so it just adds more shine to it. And then I just put it on top. Just make sure you match all the corners as well. I guess if it's not the same set, you can turn it a bit. It will create a different effect. I haven't tried myself, but you can play with it. It's just paper. So this is the first page of the first paper of the second set. So now I'm doing the corners. Okay, so that's the second set. Now I'm going to open this up. And remember, if you're attaching and every other one is so when you put on the glue is the 4 corners, and the next one is in the middle, and the next one is alternating between the corners and the middle. So this time is the middle. This is the third set, so I want this to be in the middle. So this is paper number 6. So I'm gonna put it on the corner. So once you're done, you just keep going for your desired length and wait for it to dry for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And I can't open it now because it will fall apart, but this is basically the same. You would use a string, put a string at the end, and then you can just open